I mean, I just read about the Indian land grab, and I'm like, my gosh, man, good Lord. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. Because that means we've got to look people in the face and say, our forefathers were the worst people in the history of mankind. The things that they did, that manifest destiny, that kind of mentality has been atrocious. What we have done to the African Americans. The estimated number of wealth that came from slavery, from free labor, and that's what it was. And they estimate that the amount of money that came from slavery was around $24 trillion. You can't even grasp that much money. The average person has a hard time grasping what $1 billion is. $1 trillion. Holy shit. And a lot of people don't want to admit the truth because a lot of people also are scared.
All right, shalom, shalom.
The untold story of
shalom. First things first, I'm going to give honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. We say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. And we give double honor to our apostle elders, which are the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. As you see the start of that video, and we're in the year 2023. All right, this year is already starting to jump off with beautiful things taking place. All right, the hopeful year that all the prophecies are fulfilled, and all right, that we hope that all the prophecies come to pass, and we be delivered out of this situation. So it's a heavy year coming to. And Lord willing, we stay in the spirit, stay in the faith, and just maintain. And we in that time, man. You see in the beginning of this video, all right, you see a lot of shame. You see a lot of information that's been coming out recently, especially when it's dealing with this truth. But the main thing now, you see a spirit of what is the word I'm looking for? A spirit of research that's going on. A spirit of that's why the Lord said that through the prophet Daniel, that knowledge shall run to and fro. So you see a lot of information that's coming out through the internet that's being ready, that was readily available. You got a lot of books that's being written about, historical events, historical things, and you just have to read, man, and you see. But the video, I'm gonna pull him up right here, and you can see clearly on his face. You can see the pure disgust that's on his own face. But that's at the end of the day, man, the Lord is putting your shame in your face. He's on the things that you did that are getting ready to be judged for. So it's not a coincidence all these things are coming out. And like he said, they can't teach the truth. They can't, because if it's not even showing people that you're the worst people out there, but then you're going to have to expose your leaders that know who we are as a nation. It's not more than then they just did it to a certain people. They did to God's chosen people. They know who we are. They know who we are according to the scriptures. They call us what? The Hyksos. All right. What is it? Then you had the diaspora, the different separations of Israel being cast out, being chased out into the interiors of West Africa. So all these things are very well known if you do the research for it. But imagine the scrolls and the evidence that they have at the highest levels. OK, but this guy's right here. What is he doing? He's complaining of an ungodly father, man. OK, he's complaining of an ungodly father. OK, so let's pull that up first. Watch this. This is Ecclesiasticus. Let's put it here. It's Ecclesiasticus 41:7. Yep, right here. Let's pull it up right here, because this is part of the prophecy too. These things have to come to pass the same way. And it says the children It says the children will complain. And what's the children? The offspring. Because this Bible is a book of family, a tree, a line of the wicked and the line of the righteous. Those lines are on the earth. And then you have the line of men. You have the sons of men, you have the sons of God, and then you have the sons of the wicked. That's the classifications of the men on the earth now. So these men that are classified on this earth, these are the line, these are the main storyline. But as you see here, it says the children, that means the line, okay, will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. So what is this going into? That show you that there's going to be somebody that's punished in the world to come. There's going to be sins that are paid for, because guess what? Those men that are paying for those sins to come, those are the men that committed those sins, because there's a thing it's called a reincarnation. So things regeneration. Okay. All right. Back carne is flesh, back in the flesh. So then you have regeneration, which back in the genealogy, and then generation, which is what? The genes, the family line. So you have a regeneration that's coming back. That's going to be what? That's going to be judged, because they were the ones that profited. He said $26 trillion, man. That's more than the debt of all of Babylon, man. So it's not, and I heard that number. So it's a funny, that's about the number that they're in debt with, that deep Abatyat. If you read the book of Habakkuk, where it says thick clay is Abatyat, which means debt. There's thick debt here, man. Okay. And the thickest of the debt is the blood that has been spilt on this land. So let's read it again. The children shall complain. And that's exactly what you see him doing. He's complaining, man. He's complaining, man.
That came from slavery.
See?
Was around 24. What it was.
Here.
The African American. Wonder we don't want to teach the truth, because that means we've got to look people in the face and say our forefathers were the worst people in the history of mankind.
Look.
Worst people in the history of mankind.
In the history of, he didn't say just the bad people in general. He said in the history of mankind, man. Because these were atrocities. But then you have the average Joe that tells us to let it go. No, these were atrocities, man. These were as atrocities as atrocity gets. That's what we went through. Being thrown over into fed to sharks, used as cattle, rape, robbed, murdered. They gave us, they sold our sons for harlots, man. They broke the men. The sin goes on and on. These are the true life things that have to be answered for. That's why the elites know. That's why it says they praying for the rocks to fall on them and hide them from the face of the Lamb, man. And they know the Yahushua, that's his people. That's his son. Yahushua had, if you see Yahushua in the reincarnation, because Yahushua was Adam, Yahushua was Isaac, okay? Melchizedek, all right? So you seeing that the Lord has come back and has had family, man, and has directly through that line, what they ignorantly call, what they call us the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites. That is the family line, the family that Yahushua belongs to. We belong to him. That's why I said he's coming to get his wife, his bride. Okay? Because what are you supposed to marry among your people, man? So it's a spiritual thing that he's coming to get the elect, which is the bride, man. So the elites know that this power, this entity, and if you read Revelations, the 5th chapter, Yahushua has all power in heaven and earth, man. Every knee shall bow. So we come into that time. So you don't think they nervous to know that and you don't think Yahushua is letting them know and announcing himself through the way of these left-handed angels and different things. They got Esau, man. They said they put Esau in the okie doke per the commandments, per the command of Yahushua through his father Yahweh, man. So Esau has been found in the trick bag. He slipped on his own banana peel. He's done. So that's why you can see his emotion. But at the end of the day, don't matter. Don't matter what you feel and what this is that. Now the Lord is rising up to the prey by giving us the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to go out there on the highways and the byways and condemn him, man. Okay. That's what Wisdom in Solomon, the 5th chapter, comes into play. Let's pull it right now. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 5, and it says, how is his number? Let's go to 4. It says, we fools accounted his life madness. Now, this is what he's saying. Because watch when he says here.
The things that they did, that manifest destiny, that kind of mentality.
Watch.
What we have done to the African
And
Americans.
you see how he whispered, because he feel it. Because before that book, guess what? He was probably a good old boy, man. They didn't worry about it. Oh, you suck it up. But it's one thing to hear it from a Negro mouth, but once you hear it from historians that paint a picture clearly, and where you can understand, if you have a brain to understand it and you're open to it without looking at it with pride, guess what? You're going to see, because it ain't just because historians are putting this in the way. That book, The Sins of America, if I think that's the book that he's reading, but I'll play it in so we can know the title of it. But what you see is that he's reading it and he's seeing it put in a way that's probably articulated and it's got facts, and he can't hide it, man. He can't hide it. And it says, we fools accounted his life madness. Who's he? Who's his? Is you Jacob, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You were the his this is talking about. And your life is the life that we live. This ain't a life, man. This ain't a life. Going to work for dead end for peanuts, man. While we've made 20-some trillion dollars for this devil, man. They can't pay us no real reparations. They'd have to give us the damn country, man. Literally, to pay us the money that they owe, you have to give us damn near 75% of Babylon, man. If you want to pay it in land, man. But we're not set up for that. We don't want the money. We don't want that. We want justice. We want justice that comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the only thing that we're crying for, because the same thing that Cain, what did the Lord tell Cain? It says, your brother's blood crieth unto me, man. We crying unto the Heavenly Father, man. Make it right. We're sorry. We forgive us. But according to what this man did, he has to be judged, man. So we're waiting for us to get out of our punishment and then our down point, so he can get judged, man. That's what look, that's what the Jakes in the spirit world. And then you got us on planet Earth that's crying out. It says, set a mark upon the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And what's a part of that abominations? It's slavery. A part of them taking advantage just as a people and still doing it today, man. They haven't eased up because they let you go drink out of the water fountain and use the same bathroom as them. But they've taken more things from you that you can't see. The mental things, it's silent racism, man. You know what I'm saying? It's almost by Morse code and feeling, because they've turned racism into a feeling instead of saying it out loud, man. But now you got a lot of these down south people that are getting stirred up by the whole Trump movement. So now they're getting more out there. It's getting more vocal. It's getting more in your face. It's getting more prevalent, because it's always been there, man. It's been the elephant in the room. That's why they'll look at you and they know the history books. They know it, man. But this guy came out and was like, look, we are terrible fucking people, man. And that's rightfully so. But now we're waiting on the time where the Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to what? He's going to ask for the iniquity of Esau. And it has, what it say, hurt unjustly. I'll get that here in one moment. And it says, we fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is his number among the children of Yahweh? So this is where you're going to see the real nitty gritty, because if they taking shame now as just looking at us, because I don't know if he knows who, because he said the African American, so he don't know the fullness. He would have said Israelites. But imagine when the world figures out that we are the descendants of the Israelites that are spoken of in the scriptures, man. And then the atrocities that took place to us. You know the type of shame you're gonna feel, man. That's like if you go to a bar, right? And you sitting next to a guy, and then you realize you talking shit about the bar, like, man, look at this shit hole, man. I've been in better residents, man. And the guy's like, oh, for real? Yeah, you don't like one? What don't you like about it? He said, man, it's all right, and we got that out here. You just talking shit. You talking a lot of, but then you realize that's the owner of the bar, man. That's his hard-earned dream and nest egg that you talking about, man. So the same thing you're gonna see, that really we are the owners of this establishment earth. but we've just been what? Put on punishment. That didn't give you, that's why I say they didn't give you the rights to do what you did, man, because now we're getting put back into our power, our stead, which is going to have rulership attached to it. Now you got to answer for what you did, man. All right. Thus saith the Lord. And it says, how is his number among the children of Yahweh and his lot among the saints? See, therefore we have erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness has not shined unto us. And who's the light of righteousness? It's going into Yahweh shine. And how is just shine to me is understanding. That's why it says I should come in and sup with you. And it says, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness. See?
Truth. Because that means we've got to look people in the face and say, our forefathers were the worst people in the history of mankind. Of mankind. In the history of fathers were the worst people in the history of mankind.
See that? Now read it again. It says, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. That's death. Destruction is what? Going into their weaponry. Because how did they take the land how did they take the land of Israel? Violence. How did they take the land of Babylon? Violence. How did they take the world, known world today? By violence, man. By violence. He's the man of violence. That's the blessing that was given to him by his father Isaac, the sword. And it says, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction, and we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. So there's going to be a sentiment that comes with this. These are prophecies that have to be fulfilled too, man. There's a sentiment that's going to come out here to say, damn, these people, and then what's gonna improvise that? We're not going to be the same as every average Joe out here, man. Just like Esau, the average Edomite, is blessed with the sword, we're going to be blessed with spiritual power, man. The nation of Israel is going to be endowed with spiritual power. And that's going to be the elect that the Lord choose fits to bless, to give that blessing to, man. Well, that is going to be the time where the world sees that there is a separation. OK, that's we're going to be holy people, because the word holy means separate. And what's the best way to separate somebody? Power levels. What separates a man and a woman? What's the difference? It's power level, man. When it comes to it, guess who's more stronger and dominant? Who's the alpha to the so-called woman? Is the man. So the same thing you see happen that way, you're going to see it take place on this. We're going to become the alphas on the planet Earth. We're not going to be equal to the nations where you can just drop a couple of Moabs on us, because that ain't going to stop us, man. That ain't going to be able to stop and do nothing to it says no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. So and Esau is a living weapon, man. He's a living weapon, but no weapon that is formed against us shall prosper. That means anything that comes with that sword, chemical warfare, biological warfare, nuclear warfare, but the Lord going to be able to take us through that. All right. Because just like he was in the fire with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the Heavenly Father is going to be with the elect in the fire. And he's going to be able to walk through, and the elect is going to walk through the fire unscathed, man. And their spirits are going to be transformed into the new bodies, man. So everything is perfect. We've already have examples of how that can take place by the way of the furnace, man. And that was a hot furnace, but then guess what? The nuclear fire is an even hotter furnace. Okay. And it says, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. What hath pride profited us? And what good had riches and vaunting brought us? And that's what you can say, like, they're going to be saying it like this.
Did. That manifests destiny. That kind of mentality has been atrocious. What we have done. What we have done to the African Americans.
The African Americans.
The estimated number of wealth.
See? So it's coming, man. That's solemn, but that's a damn right spirit to be in, man. Because guess what? He's feeling like, damn, we gonna have to pay for this, man. This tab is thick. He got a thick tab, a batyat of judgment, man. This is the book of Obadiah. This is Obadiah 1 and 10. Hold on. I got the blue letter right here. Hold on. This is Obadiah 1 and verse 10. Obadiah 1 and verse 10. And it reads, for it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So come on, man. These elites read these scriptures. They don't get it twisted. Why you think they call themselves they're rabbis, man? All right, teacher. So they read these precepts and they can, and then whoever acknowledges and know who the Esau is, he knows these are prophecies, man. That these are prophecies that are set against his whole nation. That's why he's running. He's running like a fugitive, man. It's already over with. The jig is up. We just live in the fumes of this thing, man. If you see it's already been done. It's already the prophets are woke. These are the shot clocks. He's got to get to either bunker, do anything he got to do that way. But this is the time we living in, man, where this is a beautiful man. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. See? In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots on Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. So that means he took part in it, man. So Esau took part in the festivities. So guess what? He's going to take part in the festivities to come too. But it's not going to be a jumping party. It's not going to be it's not going to be a hang around, man. It's going to be judgment. Okay? It's going to be judgment. And it says, this is Psalms 21 and verse 10. And it reads, their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they indeed, it says, for they intend evil against me. They imagine a mischievous device, which they are, Salakia, which they are not able to perform. And it's not going to be able to get through. The plans aren't going to be able to get through to the elect, man. It says, if it be possible, they shall deceive the very elect, man. So it's not possible. You won't be able to do it, man. So we at that time, man, I just seen this video as a beautiful, uplifting video. But you see, Esau hurt, man. Esau hurt. Okay. We in the time, and this is from the GMS. Let's see here. GMS Watchman. So definitely go check the page out. Beautiful videos, and I'm gonna let this beautiful bean footage play out. Shalom.
That manifest destiny, that kind of mentality has been atrocious. What we have done to the African Americans. The estimated number of wealth that came from slavery, from free labor, and that's what it was. And they estimate that the amount of money that came from slavery was around $24 trillion. You can't even grasp that much money.
Yep.
The average person has a hard time grasping what $1 billion is. $1 trillion. Holy shit. And a lot of people don't want to admit the truth, because a lot of people also are scared. The untold story of American white supremacy.
That's it.
I mean, American white supremacy.
All right, with that, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Bachakwadash, so Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahashem, Bachakwadash. Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson. So the next time we say Shalom, and as always, more now than ever, keep faith. We're almost home. Shalom.